You know, they say that if you intend on stepping from your current lifestyle, there's some things you're going to have to do. There's some things you're going to have to accept, some things you're going to have to take a look at. We actually aren't that good at doing any of those things. Has anybody tried to focus on what it is they need to do? I mean, you kind of get confused, am I right? Yeah, you kind of get confused. So what happens is, since we are so confused, we need other people to kind of guide us and help us kind of straighten it out. They say that 90% of what we do centers around behavior. See, 10% of it is getting the chemical out of us. And actually, when you go through detox, that goal literally has been accomplished. Once you go through detox, you are actually chemical free. But the other part regarding the behavior is a composite of a lot of different things we need to do. And I think a lot of times when we're talking about behavior, we just use that generic term, behavior, but we never really break it down to actually what we're talking about in terms of behavior. So what I want to try to do is kind of break that down for you. Let's take a look at behavior. Well, when we talk about behavior, there are some influences that influence our behavior. But the pieces that I want us to take a look at in here today are where I go, what I do, and how I react. Because you'll find out all three of these influence our behavior. Let's take a look at where I go. When we're talking about addiction, where are the places that I go? Well, I go to the dope house often, am I right? Yeah. Nobody ever has to clarify that for me. I go to the dope house often, several times a day. In fact, as many times as I can get there, am I right?
Right.
I used to laugh when you say, well, I'm going to save some money so for later on. Save? How many people in here have used cocaine before? You ever tried to save any money when you're using cocaine? Yeah.
I tried.
I'm not going to use this until 6 o'clock tonight. Yeah. I'm going to use this 3 minutes later. You can take that to the bank.
Right.
Where I go. All right? Well, let's take a look at the people that I'm. Most of the people that I go around are other users. All right? Other users. And make no mistake about it, I don't go anywhere where they're not using.
Right.
Right? In fact, when you start getting high, church is out. Am I right?
Right.
We kind of separate ourselves from God.
Right.
Because first of all, we know deep down inside, God don't really appreciate the way we're doing ourselves. Am I right?
Right.
So we immediately separate ourselves from God. Well, I look up, and then all of a sudden, getting high separates me from my family. Am I right?
Right.
Because they start looking at you when you come in the door like this. And the first thing they say is, you've been messing with that stuff. Am I right?
Yeah.
Am I right? And what used to kill me is, you don't even be to say nothing at that point. Am I right?
Right.
But already they can tell. They can just literally look across the room and see that you've been messing with that stuff. And then all of a sudden they start getting all concerned about your behavior and where you go. And you just slowly start to divorce yourself from them. Am I right?